Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It is day 5 on this extremely powerful week, and I'm excited that you guys have decided to join me because I believe that the information that I'm going to be sharing with you is information that will radically change your life. Everyone needs help. You know, we operate from a very few simple principles, and one of those principles is everybody needs help. Everybody needs coaching. And when you study success and you see people the whole world over, you realize that there are just a few simple things which some people do every single day. When we talk about being a genius, a lot of us, let me just place this in one more place and I'll give you guys my total full attention and we can get on with the broadcast today. There we go. Let's shut that down. And there you go. That's it. So, you know, when it comes to being a genius, most people think, well, they're not a genius. Well, if you look at anybody and you think, well, how did they become a genius? Were they born or were they made? That's what we say about leaders. Were they born or were they made? Whatever you are, you have to make something of what you have. You know, you can be the most talented person in the world, but without effort and dedication and passion, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. But even if you are talented and then you apply some effort to that and dedication and passion, well, then you get some skill, and skill is great, but then you have to put effort and dedication and passion into developing that skill, and that's where achievement comes into it. I'm all into the science of achievement, and I'm in the science of helping as many of you create an unbelievable life. This isn't something I've just decided to do right today. This is something I've spent, in 1989 is really when I started the journey of helping people be the very best that they can be. It started physically when I became a fitness instructor, personal trainer. And then in the 90s when I studied sports psychology and read hundreds of books, written 18 books, and have spent my life being totally dedicated to helping people like you achieve whatever it is that is important to you. But I can only do it if you meet me halfway. I can only do it if you say, you know what, Pete, I want more. You know what, Pete? I want to be a better version of myself. You know what, Pete? I want to be a shining example to people all over the world, to show the world, look what I can do. It is within our DNA. Would you not agree? Show me some heart, show me anything right now if you're in agreement. The fact that with the 15 trillion to 70 trillion cells in your body, within the DNA of every single one of those cells is something around you wanting to be better than your best. There's something there. And what I'm here to do is to be a constant force in your life. Someone who you can rely on, someone who you can check in here Monday to Friday as I give you the best of the best information. And the information this week has all been about principles. Principles. People who are successful have principles. And often they will have them written down, and they will be things that they turn to when things aren't going well, or when they get people to work with them. They want people to understand that they are principle-based. What does that mean to be principle-based? Well, you work out what your virtues are, what your values are, what you believe, and you put your belief into those virtues. They're like a compass for you. You know, if someone goes off to sea, it's probably a good idea that they have a compass, especially if they get knocked off course, especially if they kind of get confused as to where they're going and what's so important. And before we do a recap of the week, one of the things I want to say to every single one of you is, I dare you to dream. I dare you to think big. I dare you to do what Napoleon Hill wrote about in 1937, that he said only 2% of people around the world probably have a good idea of where they are going. Most people know where they don't want to go. Most people know what they want to move away from. And then they get comfortable. When they get comfortable, that's where they've given up. We all need to create what is called dynamic tension. And next week, by the way, and the week after, if any of you are remotely interested in improving your health, your well-being, your energy levels, tune in next week and the following week, because the information I'm going to give you is going to radically change your life. The question is, how much do you want it? And I asked this question on Monday. I asked the question, how committed are you to being the best that you can be? And I gave that question out, and it was fascinating because a lot of people, just give me the answer again now. Why not? What is it? 50, 60, 70, 80%, 100%, whatever it is, just write it down. A lot of people won't say 100 because a lot of people are perfectionists and they think, well, listen, 100% is just doing your best. And you know what? It doesn't matter what happened last week. It matters what happens this week. And this is why we ask all of our members, everyone that tunes in every day, today is the day, Friday is the day. I want you to take time to think about, what have you learned this week? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with this? What have you learned? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with it? You see, the best way to really learn something is to teach it. The best way to learn something is to write it down, not type it, write it. It's your energy, it's you, and to reflect on it. You see, these are our principles, as many of you know, and you can download this if you want, and you can live by our principles. But you might think, well, no, I don't agree with that. Our principles are simple. We believe 7 principles, your future. This is our guide. This is our guiding principles for growing. So I've got some notes on the back here. For growing My 365. So what do we believe? We believe that your future is unwritten. That's what we believe. And that you have, second principle, you have the power. Yes, you and I, we have the power to create the future that we want. We believe that help and support and encouragement should be had in abundance. And hopefully you're now in an environment where you're starting to get help and support and encouragement. Our fourth principle revolves around gratitude and victories. Being grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that you guys are here. And this is a victory for me. Victory was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Victory for me was going to work on a couple of things that are very important. A victory for me was preparing this presentation for you. What's your victory? What's your victory today? Because remember, a genius is the little things that you do every single day. Our fifth principle is we believe everything happens for a reason. Now that, for a lot of people, they say it. If you say, how many of you believe everything happens for a reason? Go, yeah, I believe that. That's like when you ask people, what's the most valuable thing you own? And people go, my health. And then you look at the way they live their life and you say, no. Your car is more valuable to you than your health by the way you look after your car. So we say these things, but My 365 is about doing these things. We become doers. Whether it's 60%, it doesn't matter what it is. It's about what are you going to do next? And if you really lived your life by the principle that everything happened for a reason, that when something happened that wasn't good, wasn't great, you would still look to take something from it. If you don't believe this, I respect that. I respect your beliefs. I'm not here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. That's none of my business. But my business is to give you a different perspective of things, because that is when people change. People don't change when you tell them what to do. That's why motivation in the workplace, where you say to someone, if you do this, you'll get that. Or if you don't do this, you won't get that. That's not a great way of getting the best out of people. The best way to get stuff out of people is to give people the opportunity to grow, to give people the opportunity for them to feel that they are a part of something. And many of you feel you are a part of this community, a community of people all around the world who are going, yes, yes, yes. I want more. I'm prepared to be more. I'm prepared to go to work on myself. I'm prepared to practice little disciplines. I'm prepared to write my own principles and share it with the world. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Show up. Be a figure in your life where you become a role model. Even if you don't believe that everything happens for a reason, okay, fine. But what about if you just adopted that as a philosophy for moving through your life? Our last two principles, the sixth principle is it's called Kaizen, which is a Japanese word meaning for baby steps. If you look for anyone, I was reading a book about John Wooden. John Wooden is probably the most successful college basketball coach in years. He won 88 games with his team on a winning streak. But do you know it took 16 years for him to win his first season? 16 years. So when we look at baby steps, he took the baby steps. And that's why I encourage you, show up every day, take some baby steps. I'm here, you're here, we can do great things. And our last principle is about you just can't fail. You only fail when you give up. And I believe in you. I believe in every single one of you because you are here. You're here, right now. I believe in you. And I know maybe you don't believe in yourself, but maybe you're starting to. You know why you don't believe in yourself? A lifetime being subjected to whatever, a lifetime of abuse, maybe abuse that you've even been given yourself, rather than waking up and realize you've got what it takes. You've got what it takes to be amazing. I am excited to share more with you. I'm only just getting warmed up here, my friends. Warmed up to get you to warm up so you can be hot. You can be the best possible version of yourself. Who's excited right now? Because I don't know what else to say apart from what's next. Where are we going? Let's do it together. Let's be incredible. So how many of you like reading? If any of you like reading, just let me know if you like reading. I have a whole load of articles that I would encourage you to read on LinkedIn. I don't know how many of you are on LinkedIn. How many of you are on LinkedIn? In fact, I'm going to post this summary from today in LinkedIn. I've already written a summary of this week, which you can go and read. Go find me on LinkedIn, Pete Cohen. Look at the articles. There's a whole load, nearly 50 articles that we've written about personal development, professional development. Go and check those articles out. Go and read the week's recap that we've written about this whole week on principles. And if you like what you read, please feel free to like it, make a comment. This is your life. Come and follow me on LinkedIn. Come and follow me all day. Oh, not all day, all of next week. Because next week I'm going to show you an incredible way to chart your health and well-being, your energy. If you want more energy, if you want to be brilliant, then tune in next week. The next 2 weeks, massively transformational. I appreciate all of you here. Let me just have a look at some of your comments here. Has anyone got any questions they'd like to ask? This is Friday. Who's got the Friday feeling? Highly recommend Coach Wooden's Pyramid of Success playbook. Absolute Sandra. He's an absolute legend. If you're not on LinkedIn, you don't need to be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional thing, but for many people. But if you are, come and check me out. Come and follow me. Come and read those articles because they're there for you. Mastermind Alliance is so powerful. Who's had a good week? Who's enjoyed this week? Because I don't know about you. James, great to see you, my friend. Nothing like a workout. Friday feeling yahoo! You guys, how many of you have tuned in every day this week? How many of you have watched every episode that we've had on here? Every broadcast? If you have, well done you. You showed up. You have been the example. And that's so important. And I really appreciate for that. You should be commended. And I'm going to say goodbye. Someone said they can't find me on Facebook. Go to mi365.me. mi365, facebook.com/mi365.me. Take care. It's time for a summary. Let's do a summary of today. Linda, you've had a great week. That's fantastic. Ben Dale, fantastic. I've seen you've really put some effort in this week. So Fiona's asking me about dynamic tension. Who'd like to know about dynamic tension? Dynamic tension is so important. What does that mean? Let me tell you. Most people are motivated to move away from where they've been. They don't like where they've been. Things aren't great, so they move away. As soon as they get comfortable, they give up. Give up. We are way too comfortable. Dynamic tension is when you're drawn towards something in the future, something you want to achieve, whatever it is, health, wealth, whatever, prosperity, better relationships. If you see it and it's clear to you and you get a good feeling about it, then the tension is to move towards it in a dynamic way. That's when we really get to see the best of people. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to read and make a video. Those of you, get the information out there. What have you learned this week? What are your principles? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with it? Let's finish off today with a quick summary. And I will post this video on the LinkedIn article about resources. Are we ready? It's time for a 1-minute summary. Let's go. So this week has all been about principles. People that lead a principle-based life tend to be the ones who are successful Success always leaves clues. You don't have to make up success. You just look at people who have already achieved what it is that you want to achieve. We have 7 principles in My365. These are them. You can download them. I put a link to it on Monday's broadcast. They are like a compass for everyone. And for me, the most significant one, I believe, is I believe everything happens for a reason. I have certain values and certain virtues. I believe in people. I believe in doing the right thing. And I've put those values into the My365 principles. It's time for you to create an amazing life. It's not going to happen by chance. It's going to happen by design. That's why take the time to go to work on the most important project that you will ever work on, and that's Project You, Project My365. See you on Monday. Thanks for watching, guys, and have an awesome, awesome weekend. Oh, by the way, for our elite members, you'll find the Monday mornings broadcast, 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m., pen and paper, normal broadcast for everyone else at 7. Take care. Much love. Looking forward to seeing your videos. All the best. Ta-ta for now.